All right, welcome back to the Middle Nine coverage at Clash of the Canyons A tier here in Lockport, Illinois. I'm Steve Ratchin here with David Hopkins. And as we last saw, we're going to have Dylan coming in at 4 down after the front 9 holes. Steve Jacobs also at 4 down. Mike Conlee sitting at even, but Robert McCall winning the card at 6 under par.
And first to tee, we have Robert McCall throwing a blend Warden.
Yeah, as we catch up here on the Middle 9 coverage, we are going to hole 4 in the course, downhill 408 feet, OB Creek to the right, OB Creek deep.
And big shout out to all the spotters. We had, I think, at least 10, 15 different spotters the entire tournament. So just want to give a huge shout out to those guys putting in their time for free just to spot for us.
Yeah, just to help the tournament run smooth for everybody.
Yeah, and looks like Steven Jacobs throws a great line on that, aggressively playing it, and does land inside the circle. He's going to have a great opportunity for it, too.
Here we have Dylan, and even though he's tapped the screen so many times, he knows how easy it can be to go OB, so he just smartly lays up, throwing a P2 off the tee pad, playing for the 3.
Yeah, that's not a bad play, and it looks like Conlee's getting a little more aggressive going with that forehand line, and
he's got a lot of sauce on this, David.
Yeah, it looks like it does end up going over the creek out of bounds, and it looks like it was on a fly too, so he really crushed that one, and he's shooting for a par right here.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't really have a nice angle to the green, so he's just going to lay up. He's going to succeed his 4 and move on to the next hole.
And Dylan, with a little bit of a jump putt, he's going to just be able to tap in his 3, and his game plan worked out there.
This needs to slow down, Dave. Ooh, Robert comes in a little bit too hot. Even though he does go OB, he's going to have a relatively short putt for his circle 4.
Yeah, but that's definitely a stroke he's going to want back there. A relatively routine upshot, and just kind of catches an edge and rolls into the creek.
Yeah, definitely. As we just saw Steven hit the solo birdie in this hole, and Robert taking a bogey, taking a 2-stroke swing and tying them up for the event so far. Here we go, Mike tapping in his circle 4 after the OB drive, and Dylan executing that game plan, taking the 3. He's going to be pretty happy with that and move on to a handful of holes that are pretty easy birdies coming up.
Yeah, looks like hole 4, we had a little bit of a rainbow. Steven taking the lone birdie, Dylan with the par 3, and Mike and Robert with bogey 4s.
We're going to be moving on to hole 5 here. Pretty easy 225-foot sidearm shot. That creek comes into play on the left-hand side again, and Steven throws us a little too hot.
Yeah, he was asking for it to get down. He's still going to be pretty happy with that. He should be inside the circle. And here's Dylan with another standstill, and I think that's the same gator he threw on 16.
Oh, throws it right at those trees. He's lucky to not kick left until the creek OB and stay in the middle of the fairway. Robert taking such a smooth backhand right towards the pin here.
Yeah, and he's going to get right back on track after that bogey 4 and pick up a birdie there, barring any mishap on a putt.
Early for Mike? This needs to slow down. No way to kick off that tree OB.
Mike looks like he unfortunately found out of bounds for the 3rd time this round. He's going to be looking to maybe hit this putt and gain some confidence here.
A little bit low, Dave. This is the second bogey in a row for Mike.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing like he usually does. We know Mike Conlee's one of our hometown touring pros. Everybody around here roots for him, and it's tough to see him struggle a little bit, but maybe we'll see him in the next few holes pick it up and pick up some strokes.
Yeah, exactly. Not only one of the best players in the area, one of the nicest players you'll meet out on the course.
And the best looking.
Sexiest man disc golf there, David.
That's right. After hole 5, course hole 5, hole 11 on the tournament, we have Dylan sitting at 4 under, Steven sitting at 6 under, Mike sitting at 1 over, and Robert sitting at 6 under.
There we go. It looks like Steven hit this a little bit early. We have hole 6 here, 275-foot dogleg left with a hillside on the left-hand side. So any disc that hyzers or skips a little bit too left, Does have the danger of going all the way down the hill.
Yeah, they recently cut more trees down on this hole, and near the basket they did as well.
Looks like Dylan just threw a first-run pig, got super greasy, then took a bad kick, then took a bad roll. It's going to be interesting to see where he ends up after that drive.
Absolutely, and Mike playing that traditional hyzer shot.
Yeah, pulled it a little bit too right as well, but he got through everything and went deep at the pin.
Yeah, he's looking at a putt for a birdie, and maybe he can get back on track here.
That he is. Dylan, ooh, right off the top of the cage there. Gets a little bit of a roll away from the basket, but that should be a pretty easy comebacker.
Yeah, and Steven, after he skipped down the hill, just a little upshot, maybe running it a little bit, but settling for a par. Robert McCall, a little outside the circle. His putting's been on, and it continues.
Again with those first-round Wardens, David.
He's just so smooth with his putts.
So smooth. Just with the flow of that hair that he has, his putting stroke goes right in the basket.
All right, let's see Mike Conlee's putting stroke. There it is.
Back
Nice
on
putt,
track. Great birdie from about 28 feet.
Ooh, uncharacteristic. About 15 feet. You could see the frustration as he tosses his mini near his putter, puts in. He's not going to be happy with a bogey 4 on one of these holes that's, relatively routine hyzer shot.
But you got to give it to him. That was about a 10-10 rated mini throw.
That
towards
was
his disc. You see a lot of touring pros try that move and end up feet away from his disc, but he was nearly in the exact spot it needed to be.
Absolutely. And after hole 6, we have Lhotak at 3 under, Jacobs at 6, Conlee at 1 over, and McCall at 7 under. Steve, let's talk about hole 6A.
Hole 6, one of the truest par 4s we have on the course here. About 370 feet down the fairway, we have a Mando that needs to be crossed to the left. We have a creek that flows the entire left-hand side of the fairway. And if you're any short or any too tucked to the right, you're not going to have an easy approach to the green.
No, you're not. It looks like Conlee's going with the aggressive forehand play.
Holy smash, Dave!
Yeah, that's one of the best shots I've ever seen. He's going to be inside circle 2 looking at that eagle 2.
I got to give a quick shout out to Ed Schenkenfelder, who spotted on this hole all last year and all this year, and he marked Conlee's drive as the longest drive of the entire weekend.
Yeah, that'll put him in a good spot. Steven Jacobs putting it in a pretty ideal spot when you're throwing a backhand. Just kind of position play. From there, he's looking at about 110 feet maybe for his birdie 3.
Yeah, you're going to see that area that Steven landed in. That's not out of bounds. That's actually the drop zone if you missed the Mando. So a pretty ideal straight shot right at the basket. Robert is taking advantage of this right-hand side. He puts a little bit too much juice on it. Rolls off the back side of the green and going to have a little bit of a tricky uphill putt to get his birdie 3. What is Dylan lining up here?
Yeah, it looks like he wasn't able to play his backhand, so he's throwing a little bit of a forehand flex, but it doesn't seem like it flexed.
Yeah, it looked like he was in a pretty uncomfortable situation there. And Steven, after having one of the best drives of the group, besides Mike's unbelievable shot, as we see here. And
after some rough holes, Mike just wants to walk away with another birdie. That'll make 2 birdies in a row, and he's starting to pick up here.
He definitely needed that. He had the great putt on 6 to get that birdie. He has a drop-in 3 on this par 4. Steven hits an unbelievable straddle through the trees there for his birdie 3.
Let's see if Robert can keep these Wardens hot off the top of the basket. Hopefully that doesn't roll out of bounds, and it doesn't.
Good to go. But he gave it the right bid. When you're putting uphill, it's so easy to come up short and hit the bin. But he missed high. And even though he did miss, he's going to be glad that he gave it a chance to go in.
And Dylan will put in for his par 4 after a little bit of a missed shot for his birdie attempt. We're moving on to hole 6B.
Yeah, we crossed the creek here. We're going to go up to uphill 6B, 178 feet. And players are probably going to be taking a more neutral putter, jamming it up the hill, right up the gut, needing to get past these trees and over the rocks to give them a chance for 2 here. And Mike does just that.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to gain some momentum here. Mike, 3, 4 great shots in a row for that matter.
Yeah, he's going to have the chance to get his third birdie in a row. Steven, a little bit low, but squeaks past the rocks to get an inside the circle putt.
Yeah, even though it was a bit of a miss throw, being only 178 feet, he's still going to be looking at a putt. And Robert McCall with Walter the putter, I believe it's a Warden with his dog on it, puts it right next to the basket.
Dylan going standstill again, coming up short of the rocks. Still going to have a look at it. Looks like he's not really happy with his lie here.
Well,
is there a lot of wind here, Dave?
Yeah, if you look in the background, you could see those trees shaking, and it seemed like he was just waiting a second for that wind to die down.
Yeah, smart move to compose yourself and wait for the wind to die down. He gave it a good bid from where he was. Steven comes up a little bit short. Not going to be happy with that effort after he is going to be losing strokes to both Mike and what appears to be Robert sitting right next to the pin there.
Dylan just frustrating 3 there, as he knows that's one he can easily get 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, Dylan just going bogey, par, par on holes that he has birdied so many times in his career playing here at the Canyons. He's going to have to regain his composure, attack these next couple holes, and try to get right back on track as he is 5 strokes away from the leader of the card.
Yeah, and the next hole, 6C, I think it's one of the toughest ones of these newer 6 holes. It's a very tight gap. I believe it's about 290 feet dead straight through a tunnel, and then you're going to want your disc to hyzer a little bit for a right-handed player.
Yeah, if you hyzer any early like we just saw Mike's disc, you're going to be in some serious jail.
Looks like Robert pulled that a little bit. I think he got a little greasy.
A little bit, or maybe he just peered the line and I don't know what we're looking at right now, but he is parked.
Yeah, what a great shot.
Looks like that pre-Mac truth again, but turns a little bit off the box.
Yeah, you could see these leaves really shaking. Maybe he had a little bit of a headwind. And Dylan, I'm not exactly sure what that was. Hits a tree about halfway up the fairway, and his frustrations continue.
Lhotak, he ended up going swirly MD3. If you were to ask me, I believe that's a great choice, as that is the same disc I throw on this hole, Dave. And his upshot comes in pretty hot.
Yep, I also throw an MD3, and that looks like a good scramble shot from Dylan. He's going to have a great chance to just pick up his par. Mike Conlee.
I believe we missed Mike's upshot, so he's putting for 3 right now and cans the putt, saves the par. After just getting 3 birdies in a row, he's glad to not get off that track with what could have been a 4 from where his drive landed.
Yep, and Steven with a great scramble, as well as Dylan. Those were both good par 3s after hitting some early trees, and Steven's turning over, so...
We just saw one of probably the lone 2s that we'll see all weekend on this hole, and 3 really solid scrambles.
That's right, and we're moving on to 6D. Robert still maintaining the lead at 9 under. Steven at 7 under. Dylan 3 under, and Mike charging 1 under.
All right, downhill 250 feet. That creek runs on the right-hand side again, so any shot that turns over or skips to the right will give him that out-of-bounds stroke. Mike did the complete opposite and hyzered left. He's going to have a death putt right there.
Yeah, he's going to be staring it down, but he knows he needs to make that, so there's no doubt he's running that one.
Yeah, with how steep of a downhill this hole is, if you air a shot right near the green and don't check up, like Robert just did, you can fly 40, 50 feet on a skip beyond the basket into the creek.
Yeah, it's really key to, if you're throwing it pretty fast, land it 30 feet before the basket and just have it settle on right next to the basket.
Yeah, play that angle just as Steven did. Dylan with seems about his 40th standstill of the round. Such an unbelievable standstill thrower.
Hit a rock. Oh, wow.
And there's that skip that we were just talking about. He landed right near the pin, but skipped 25 to 30 feet into the creek OB.
Yeah, it looks like he was only OB by, what, maybe
Please sit.
6
Don't do it to
inches.
him. Don't. All right, I'm trusting our graphist master, Ryan Nick, to see that Mike's shot did stay in bounds.
Actually, I was as I was covering this live, it rolled down near the creek and landed on top of a rock. And he picks up his par You know, not going to be super happy about that birdie putt, but lucky that it didn't go in the creek and he maybe taking a bogey. So
Did we just watch Robert McCall go 3 for 3 on the 6 loop here?
I believe we did.
we
We have one more of the 6 loop 6E. Another one of those must get for these guys.
Yeah, this is a pretty iconic hole here. One of the first additions to the original 18 added to the course. And we saw this hole get aced last year by Dana Vici.
Oh no!
We've seen this hole aced many times in tournaments, but we've also seen bad kicks like that, either into the left rough or like at King of the Canyons. We saw Tom Earhart on the side of the cliff.
Yeah, if you hit a tree or you pull your drive, you can end up, right.
Just like that.
He almost went up there, but we've seen some drives up top near those evergreens. And Mike Conlee throwing that Cenis again. It looks like he really got a hold of that one.
Wow, did he smash that?
Yeah, he threw it pretty high and pretty fast. Right out of his hand, you kind of knew it was going to sail right over the basket.
Yeah, it looked like he was just committing to hitting the gap, but did not control the speed the best.
And Dylan throwing his P2. Watch this one. Over the rock.
Over the
Hard
rock, next to the basket. Tap in birdie.
Yeah, and Robert's got a bit of a tough scramble here. He's going to have to throw a forehand turnover.
And that pancake shot worked pretty good. Looked like it put him right outside the rocks there.
Yeah, he'll be outside the circle for a putt for a par.
Steven throwing from no man's land, but that does not affect him whatsoever. Getting inside the circle there. What does Mike have here? A little bit short left. Yeah, wow, he really threw that past the basket there.
Robert McCall just outside the circle, and he's going to take his first bogey of the round.
Man, 17 holes in, are we, David? And that's the first bogey of the round?
Yeah, on a hole like this, it's pretty surprising. He's probably not happy about it, but watch him just jam this putt and forget about it.
There we go. Actually, we did see one bogey earlier on hole 4, even though a 4 on that hole doesn't seem as rough as a 4 on this hole. But that's no big deal. He's still going to be 9 down through 17 holes. Ahead of the card, as we see Dylan at 4 down, Steven Jacobs at 8 down, Mike Conlee back on the correct side of the scorecard being 1 down. And we're moving on to the last hole of our middle 9. Hole 18 for the tournament. Course hole 7. You're going to see sidearms over the trees or straight mid-ranges right at it. Dylan puts a good move on this, gets the right height to avoid the skip.
Yeah, throwing a 325-foot sidearm isn't an easy task, and Dylan kind of does it effortlessly there.
Is it the same pre-mag truth he's been throwing all around here, Dave?
Is it a little too much turn?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the wind wasn't ripping, but there was a good wind enough for it to affect the disc. But I think he did get down there for a putt.
Yeah, he may have kicked off a tree or just naturally hyzered towards the edge of circle 1. Mike, one of the best sidearm players on this card. There we go. Inside the circle, over the trees. And last on the card, Ryan McCall. Let's see what he has for us here.
Oh, you gotta throw it, you noodle.
It looks like he's wanting this to turn a little bit. It looked like he was looking at the wind read of the other competitors.
Yeah,
the majority of their discs flipped over, but for some reason, his did not get the same action in the air.
He threw a hybrid EMAC Truth there.
Man, tries the layup next to the pin, gets the first Walmart rolled around. And Steven, this is man, I hate seeing that one.
Let's see if Robert can pick up his par. He does just that. Keep that putter going, Robert.
There we go. Keeps the momentum going. Didn't want to make sure that he went back-to-back bogeys after finishing 6E.
And a great birdie from Dylan.
Can we see 2 in a row? Oh, there we go.
Snuck that one right over.
What a squeaker. All right, and we're going to have Steven tap out for his 3. We've just finished 18 holes of golf, and for a normal tournament, that'd be it. But here at Clash of the Canyons, we had a 2-day 27 hole, 1 round a day. So we have 9 more exciting holes of action to show you.
Yeah, we have Robert McCall leading at 9 under par, Steven Jacobs 8 under par right behind him, Dylan Lhotak 5 under par, and Mike Conlee 2 under.
Yeah, stick around. We're going to have the back 9 coverage coming at you.
Peace.